Well, 3 big U.S. Supreme Court decisions down, one more very big one to go. The High Court handed down decisions allowing cities to enforce bans on people sleeping outside, essentially criminalizing homelessness. They reined in federal bureaucracies from creating regulations not specifically authorized by Congress, and they ruled the January 6th rioters could not be charged with the offense of obstructing an official proceeding. A ruling on Donald Trump's claims of presidential immunity from a host of criminal charges he faces is expected tomorrow. Your thoughts about any or all of these, Michael?
This is a consequence of what we're going to get with this extremist court. It's a shame they haven't ruled yet on the Trump immunity case. They continue to be a part of the Trump campaign, kicking this can down the road. While they don't want to make it easy for some of these folks to be prosecuted on January 6th, they're still going to be held accountable under the law, and I think that's what most of us care about.
Yeah, not much is changing for those defendants. I mean, they've been charged with multiple crimes, right? The Attorney General said the same thing.
Well, and look, that decision is not a clear cut. What they did was they narrowed what obstruction is, and I think they did it right. And on the Chevron case, the federal regulations, you know, our Constitution says that Congress passes the laws, not some unelected bureaucracy. These are not extremist decisions. They are decisions of a conservative jurisprudence that wants to limit the powers of government to what's outlined and outlawed in the Constitution.
They're not going to say tomorrow that the president is immune.
No.
Are they?
No.
No.
I can't imagine.
They will clarify, but I don't think they're going to say the president's immune.
St. Louis chef Rob Connolly has shuttered an acclaimed restaurant of his, Bull Rush. He says he can no longer promote a state that he says is actively working to harm the LGBTQ community, especially transgender people. Missouri is one of several states that has restricted transgender medical procedures and medications for minors. Is he right, John?
Well, I mean, he's a business owner. He can do whatever he wants. But the reality is, at least from what I've heard, that place is full every night. He's doing a big business there. This doesn't make sense to me. There's something not quite right here. If you've got a thriving business, there's not a bunch of people, bigoted people out there that aren't going to the restaurant. It's full every night. So there's something else going on here.
What does this say about Missouri?
Well, nothing more than we already know. I mean, I've been making the argument that we're backward for a long time, and unfortunately, the only people who are going to turn back this extremist thought process that's going on inside the Republican Party is business. And business is looking the other way when it comes to a lot of this ridiculous legislation of social issues that are coming out of Jefferson City. And the fact that this chef, I agree, it seems to be a curious time, but good for him that he's using it to make an announcement and have a stand. I've been trying to get into the place, couldn't go, and now I don't know where I'm going to have to go.
Our business is booming in this state.
But don't you need people like him to lead the fight?
This is what makes St. Louis and Missouri so great. Unfortunately, there are people who want to make St. Louis all look alike. Or Missouri all look alike.
Final thoughts are next. First, a view of the glorious Eads Bridge from Bommarito.com. Drone Fox, the bridge's 150th birthday party is set for the 4th of July, Thursday.